The Morning Drive Report from Zolman's Tire and Auto Care. Trusted community service for over 40 years.
This is a live look outside in Berrien County, and something you should notice here is that mound of snow in the middle of the roads. That's where obviously crews have been clearing the roads, and they've been putting that in the middle. But I can tell you that pile, it's not like the lake effect snow that you can just barrel on through and it's real easy. That's probably going to stop you. It's going to be harder. It's very much slushier, and it's still snowing. So take it easy outside. Another live look. This is our first alert weather cam in South Bend from St. Joseph Health Systems, and I wanted to show you this. You can see the street. There's snow on it, but a lot of side streets are going to look like this, where you see tire tracks. And again, this is the slushy, wet, heavy snow. Yesterday afternoon, when we had some of the snow falling, it was hitting the streets and temperatures were around 34 degrees. The streets were treated, so it was just melting into water, lots of water. But now it has started to pile up, and that's what you will have to drive through if you do head out on the roads. I wanted to show you some of the snow totals. Some of them very impressive. 17 inches is the highest report we have. That comes out of LaPorte County. Depends on your portion of LaPorte County. Closer to the lakeshore, like Michigan City, has had about 6 to 7, but LaPorte near the city between a foot and 17 inches. We also have in Napanee this morning, overnight we had a significant amount more snow, and we have over 12 inches reported from Napanee. Madairyville, which is in Pulaski County, over 10 inches. Buchanan, 10 inches, 8 inches in Warsaw. South Bend, about 6.5 inches, and around South Bend, depending on your location, Mishawaka, Granger area, Osceola, you may have between about 4 and 6. Those are some of the lowest amounts that we have had through the course of our region. An issue that we will have today. Remember, yesterday we had that the temperatures were a little bit warmer, only a couple of degrees, but a degree matters at this point. And now that we've dropped below freezing in South Bend, in Plymouth, you can see that in Valparaiso area. We're right at the freezing point in Warsaw and in Elkhart. With temperatures like this, although the snow is still really heavy and wet and slushy, you may also start to see a little bit of ice mixed in there, especially as it compacts. It's very heavy, so it's going to settle as the day goes on. We are adding snow to what you have on the ground now. We're going to add to it. So the snow totals I already showed you, those are going to go up through the course of today, especially in LaPorte County, this dark blue area. That's where we're continuing to get accumulation. It's sticking to the roads again. Dowagiac, Cassopolis, down through Edwardsburg, Niles, up through Berrien Springs is where we've had some of the heaviest snow falling early this morning. And of course, Buchanan had that report of about 10 inches of snow since yesterday morning. And we're getting a little lull. It's not stopping when you're south of 30, but you can see Akron, where we've had about 6.5 inches of snow or so. In Rochester, we've had 7, 8 inches of snow in parts of Fulton County. You're getting a little lull, but we're not done with the snow showers. We will continue to see another 1 to 3 during the course of today. Here's a wider look. It's still the same system snow. This system is pretty large geographically. That's got to push off to the east coast, and as it moves away from us, the snow showers will get lighter, but that won't happen until after lunchtime. 8 o'clock this morning, we're still in that system, and then by the time we get to 1, 2 o'clock, it starts to pull off to our east and into Ohio, and just flurries for tonight. So your first alert weather forecast, rest of today, 1 to 3 inches on top of what we have now. Blowing snow, yes, that's a concern. It's still windy. It's not as strong as yesterday, but you will see some blowing and drifting snow on some of those east-west roads. Tonight, just a few flurries, and then tomorrow and Saturday, we get a slight break. There are 2 more storm systems we're watching. Those are next week, so I guess we can focus on this one for now.
I know you've talked about it, Ed, and others have talked about how different this snow is compared to typical snows, especially for driving. The clumps on the side of the road, when the plows come through, really tough to navigate.
It isn't. You know, I was going on city streets this morning, by the way, that had been plowed, and at times I thought 20 miles an hour was too fast because my car was, you know, it was slick, and so I was sliding a little bit.
All right. Carrie, thank you. And we're taking another live look in Marshall County this morning, where a travel warning is in effect. Look at that snow there. A lot of the roads covered. Alex Elich is there busy checking on road conditions in our southern counties. She'll join us for a live report coming up in about 4 minutes.
But first, we're checking back in with WSBT-22 Suzanne Spencer. Suzanne, you have some new updates from Indot this morning.
I do. Lots of slush on the roads still this morning, Bob. 25 plow trucks throughout South Bend trying to keep the roads clear for you on your morning commute today. I'm also joined by Indot spokesman Doug Moats. Doug, Indot has plenty of plows out today. Tell us kind of, you know, you were out on the bypass this morning. What are you guys dealing with so far today?
Well, this morning it's been that very heavy and wet snow that's been an issue in clearing. The blowing and drifting has been a big concern. The winds are so strong out of the north, so any east and west roadways becoming very challenging. I have to say, though, crews have really done a great job making roads passable this morning. However, with that said, I'm still urging everybody to reduce travel as much as possible.
Okay, and you mentioned a crash there on US 20 and Tulip Road. You guys still have a plow truck out there, and we're trying to get that all taken care of.
Yeah, and people are getting stuck. We're starting to see slide-offs as the traffic is picking up. But it's not just people that are getting stuck. Our snow plows are actually being challenged by that as well. In rural areas, the blowing and drifting is moderate to heavy, and those areas are going to be particularly challenging this afternoon with getting those clear. With this snow being so heavy and wet, it also packs down, so you're going to see a lot of ice. So as you're driving, your conditions are going to vary from wet roadways to a slush to particularly snow-covered roads at times, just because of the blowing and drifting.
We'll make sure to tell drivers, to make sure they keep their distance between the plow trucks, of course, and thanks again for the latest update. We'll have another update for you here in about 15 minutes. Live in St. Joseph County, Suzanne Spencer, WSBT 22 News.
Suzanne, thank you. It is 7:18, and our extended coverage of this first alert weather day is just getting started.
Next, we are going south to Marshall County, where snow totals are actually a little bit higher than what we're seeing in the immediate South Bend area. You're watching WSBT 22 first in the morning. Not only in Michigan, but our southern counties are also seeing actually a little bit more than what we're seeing not only in Michigan and Niles, specifically near the downtown there, but in the immediate South Bend metro area.
And WSBT 22's Alex Illich joins us now from Marshall County. Alex, how are the roads down your way?
Bob and Leanne, I'm here in downtown Bremen where there is a travel warning, so the roads are extremely slick. So that means unless there's an emergency, you should try to stay inside today. The snow is coming down pretty heavily right now, and because of this high wind, it's causing a lot of snow drift. So very slick on these roads. Even on our way to this location in downtown Bremen, we had come across a slide-off. We found a woman on the side of the road, and we had actually helped her out of that ditch and gotten her into our WSBT car, and she is now safe and sound. But that's just one example of how bad these roads truly are, and we saw multiple slide-offs on our way here as well. But in some areas like Kosciuszko County, the police had told me that they're seeing snow drifts up to 5 feet high in some east to west county roads. And in Kosciuszko County as well, all government offices are closed today. But that just gives you an idea of how truly bad this snow is, and it keeps coming down. It doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon, and about in the hour or so that we've been here, we've probably seen a few inches of snow come down here. But if you do have to go on the roads today, exercise caution, because that wet and heavy snow is causing problems in tires and is causing road conditions to be very hazardous. Live in downtown Bremen, Alex Illich, WSBT 22 News. And like Alex was saying, we do continue to see the snow fall across our whole area. Another 1 to 3 inches is what we're looking at. And what you can see here on our first alert storm tracker radar, these dark blue areas, this is where the snow gets intense. So you may see a little lull from the heavier snow showers, but then it will fire right back up because the system is still rotating around an area of low pressure. That area of low pressure is pretty far to our east, a couple hundred miles to our east, but it's still generating these snow showers. Kosciuszko County, especially northern portions through Elkhart County, where we have some of the heaviest snow falling county-wide in Elkhart County, but the lightest snow is really from Bristol, Goshen to Millersburg, and the heaviest snow is from Simonton Lake right along the county line all the way down through Napanee and Wakarusa. Another 1 to 3 inches is what we're looking at today on top of what you already had overnight. Live look outside in South Bend. You can see the hazy look to it. Those are the snow showers still falling around South Bend. We'll stay in the 30s today. We get a break from the snow later today. We will time out when this snow comes to an end later on tonight, coming up in just about 10 minutes.
Carrie, thank you. What good is a law if police can't even enforce it?
Yeah, coming up, why one court calls Indiana's texting and driving law useless, and why officers say even if they do catch you texting, they might be hesitant to ticket you.
But first, his actions may have saved countless lives. Next, hear from the officer who arrested the suspected Kalamazoo mass shooter and why he says crossing paths with Jason Dalton was a complete coincidence.
And this is another live look outside. This is downtown Niles, and you can see the roads are very snowy, very slick this morning. Another look at the road conditions coming up. But first, we turn to WSBT 22 meteorologist Carrie Peugeot. So, Carrie, the big question this morning, when is this snow going to start to wind down?
Well, it's going to start to wind down, but not until around lunchtime or early afternoon. We're still seeing it snow. If you look outside, you'll notice that it's area-wide. We're going to see another 1 to 3 inches on top of what you already have. So those slushy, slick roads, although crews are really out working and trying to improve them, we're still adding more snow, and so they're still having to work on that. Some of the snow totals, a lot of you have 7 to 8 inches. I mean, we have many many reports, more than 20 of 7 to 8 inches. But we have a few spots that get over a foot of snow already, and we're going to see that 1 to 3 in addition to what you've already seen. So the snow will taper off once we get into the afternoon, and we'll see a few lake effect snow showers tonight and tomorrow morning, but I do not expect accumulation from the lake effect. This is still all the system snow. That's why it's area wide. And if you look at this as it loops, you can see some of these dark blue areas. We get these bands, and they're not lake effect bands. These blue areas are actually just variance in the intensity in the system snow. So we will see some lighter snow, and then you'll get some heavier snow, and it will be back and forth as this system is rotating around the area of low pressure. That low pressure is now centered to our east, so it's starting to pull away from us, but just not quite yet. Wind's another issue. Notice these arrows. The winds are out of the northwest. It's lighter than yesterday, but those winds are blowing, and that's going to create some blowing and drifting for you with these snow showers. During the course of today, we go from 100% chance of snow, it's snowing right now, down to 20 by the time we get to the afternoon with temperatures in the 30s. We'll have another update and time this out hour by hour and how it gets out of here coming up in just a few minutes.
Carrie, thanks. This map from Indiana's Department of Homeland Security really giving us an idea this morning of where conditions are the worst. Take a look. Most local counties under some type of travel alert, but you can see Marshall and Fulton counties are under travel warnings. That means only emergency travel is encouraged. Orange is watch, meaning you should only travel to and from work and in an emergency. And yellow is advisory, meaning travel could be restricted in some areas. Driving also a challenge across the state line in Michigan this morning. WSBT 22's Ed Russo joins us now from Berrien County. And Ed, where are the trouble spots up there?
Well, I talked to Leanne. I talked to the Berrien County Sheriff, and he basically just not too long ago I talked to him, and he described accidents all over the place in Berrien County. And we've heard about a lot of slide-offs on Redfield Road specifically, which runs across southern Berrien and southern Cass County, just south of US 12. And we've seen a lot of the blowing and drifting across the east-west facing roads with the north wind. It causes the snow to blow across it. We've gotten reports in Berrien County and rural areas especially of cars stuck in drifts. And you can see the road here was slush covered, puddles yesterday. That median is a big pile of snow as plows overnight have cleared a lot of accumulating snow on area roadways, which is going to continue to be a factor this morning. Allow extra time, especially because the morning commute has just started. There's going to be a lot more people on the roads. Live in Niles, I'm WSBT 22 First Alert meteorologist Ed Russo.
Ed, thank you. Heading back into Indiana now. WSBT 22's Suzanne Spencer joins us for another live update.
Suzanne's been on the south side of South Bend all morning this morning. Suzanne, how is it right now where you are?
This is the type of snow that we're dealing with, you guys. We've heard about it all morning. Very thick. Certainly drivers here in St. Joseph County dealing with this still on the roads. A few drivers out there on the bypass here. We're at US 31 in the bypass telling us that slush is still a concern. Now, we also checked in with several dispatch centers to see about accident reports. In St. Joseph County, they're dealing with a plow that's stuck on the side of the road, a US 20 in Tulip. They're also dealing with a 3-car accident at Edison and Beach. Thankfully, no injuries reported with that, but that US 20 and Tulip plow on the side of the road certainly causing quite a backup. Now in Elkhart and LaPorte County, just some reports of some slide-offs. Also in LaPorte County, we're told those county roads really are quite impassable, so be sure to allow for some extra time there. Now on the toll road, we're also told a few semis in the median area there because they just simply can't get out after sliding off. They're going to have to wait for all this snow to stop before trying to get all of those out. We'll have another live update for you coming here in just a few short minutes. Live in St. Joseph County, Suzanne Spencer, WSBT 22 News.
Suzanne, thank you. The winter weather actually helping firefighters battle this overnight house fire in Benton Harbor. The fire started around 10 o'clock at a home near the intersection of Pearl Street and Elvern Drive. Firefighters say the fire started in the basement. The wind helped crews clear smoke from the home pretty quickly. No one was hurt.
Now 7:37, and local utility crews certainly have their work cut out for them. Right now, thousands of people are waking up in cold, dark homes. This is a live look at the I&M outage map. You can see thousands of customers waiting for their lights and their heat to come back on. NIPSCO is also reporting widespread outages as well. And Leanne